Säkert talas om mig. Clark Olofsson.
Hi and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we are going to count down our picks for top 10 best new Netflix original series released in April and May 2022. To give you all the best recommendations, we have tried to cover several genres, so whether you are a fan of thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, or romantic shows, there is something for everyone. And watch full video to avoid missing any series from this list. Now let's start the video. Number 10. The Pentaverate.
They formed a benevolent secret society to influence world events.
It is a comedy-drama miniseries created by Mike Myers. And the series is inspired by conspiracy theories from his 1993 film, So I Married an Axe Murderer. Just think, what if a secret society of 5 men has been working to influence world events for the greater good since the Black Plague of 1347? Sounds intriguing, right? Well, this series revolves around the same concept. While the main story focuses on Canadian journalist Ken, who has got one last chance to bring back a hard-hitting story to save his job. Now in search for the story, he and his feisty assistant, Riley, begin investigating the existence of the rumored society and finds themselves in the middle of a mission to expose the truth and save the world. The reviews of this show are mixed, but the show has really interesting plot and totally worth watching. And the series has 6.1 rating on IMDb and 63% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Anatomy of a Scandal. It is a thriller drama miniseries based on the novel of the same name by Sarah Vaughan. The series follows Sophie Whitehouse, who is leading a blissful life with husband, James, a high-ranking politician who is close friends with Prime Minister. But her world is turned upside down when James confesses an affair with an assistant, Olivia Litton, and the news goes public, blowing up their lives. But to make matters worse, Olivia accuses James of raping her in the office elevator after breaking off their illicit relationship. The accusation puts James' promising career and high-profile marriage in jeopardy, but his wife Sophie is convinced her husband is innocent and vows to protect her family from the fallout of the scandal. However, prosecution barrister Kate Woodcroft, on the other hand, is convinced of James' guilt and is equally determined to see him pay for his crime. Overall, the show has intense storyline with shocking twists and turns that keeps you hooked from start to the end. And the show has 7 rating on IMDb and 61% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 8. Welcome to Eden. It is a Spanish thriller series created by Joaquin Gores. The story follows Zoa and 4 other young people who are invited to an exclusive party on a secret island sponsored by a mysterious new drink company. After reaching to the island, they are led by a drone to a warehouse where they meet some of the other attendees who comes to the party. The party is the expected free-for-all, with people splitting off to have sex and other exploits, but there's some dark stuff going on in the background as only the 5 chosen ones get to try the Blue Eden drink, but little do they know that the drink is spiked and the island is not what they expected. What begins as an exciting journey will soon turn into the trip of their lives as they discover that the fantasy island they have been seduced to is a terrifying nightmare. Overall, the series not only holds your attention, but keeps you on the edge of your seat, serving you with twists and turns that add onto the mystery. And the show has 5.3 rating on IMDb. Number 7. The Sound of Magic. It is a 2022 fantasy series based on the Naver webtoon, Anarasumanara. The story follows Yu Nei, a high school student who supports herself and her younger sister by working part-time jobs as she doesn't know where her parents are, as her father was driven away from home because of debt collectors and her mother also left home. Even with her poor financial situation, she is one of the top students of the school. And the only dream she has is to become an adult as soon as possible to have a stable job. But one day, Yu Nei meets magician Ryul at an abandoned amusement park where he puts on magic shows to people who tell him they believe in magic. And when Yu Nei reveals her dream to the magician, her life gradually changes as she becomes a follower of Li Yul by making herself again a believer in magic and further deciding to follow her dreams in earnest. Overall, it is a great heartfelt teen drama which explores the daily struggles of a poor teenage girl. And the show has 7.9 rating on IMDb and 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 6. Clark. It is a 2022 crime drama biopic based on the life of the infamous Swedish gangster, Clark Olofsson. The series will feature Clark's early years until present day, while the story begins as Clark, the notorious gangster, started his criminal career in the 1960s and became one of the most controversial personalities in Swedish history. Convicted of several counts of drug trafficking, attempted murder, assault, theft, and dozens of bank robberies, he has spent more than half his life behind bars and has left behind a trail of trauma, heartbreak, disappointment, and general devastation. But things gets little messy in the 1970s as Clark gave rise to the idea of the Stockholm Syndrome during a failed bank robbery in Stockholm and has ever since kept his position as celebrity criminal, fooling all of Sweden to fall in love with him, just like he desired. And the show has 7.5 rating on IMDb and 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 5. Happiness. It is an apocalyptic thriller that takes place in the near future, where the release of Medicine Next has caused a worldwide pandemic known as the Rita virus, also known as mad person disease. Those infected by Rita experience short bouts of insanity and bloodlust before completely regressing into a zombie-like state. While the military and police forces are trying to contain the spread of Rita and Next through extensive investigation and authoritative quarantine measures, while on the other hand, civil rights groups protest against them, believing the infected are still capable of normal human interaction. Amidst this, story focuses on the residents of an apartment building who must band together to survive this deadly virus that is spreading throughout the city. If you liked All of Us Are Dead series, then you will enjoy this one. And the show has 7.9 rating on IMDb. Number 4. Spy Family. It is a Japanese manga series written by Tetsuya Endo. The story follows Agent Twilight, the greatest spy for the nation of Westeros, who has to infiltrate an elite private school, and in order to do so, he assumes the identity of psychiatrist Lloyd Forger and adopts an orphan girl and marries a city hall employee as part of his undercover mission. But unknown to him, his family has secrets of their own. His wife Yor is an undercover assassin, his daughter Anya is a runaway psychic who can read minds, and just like Twilight hiding his true identity, Yor and Anya also have no plans to disclose their own secrets either. Despite these unknown factors and Twilight's occasional lapse of common sense due to years of being a spy, he must learn to play the role of the perfect father and husband in order to carry out his mission. Overall, the show is highly entertaining and super fun to watch, and currently it is one of the most popular show in the world. And the series has 9 rating on IMDb and 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 3. Forecasting Love and Weather. It is a romantic drama series directed by Cha Young-hoon. The show is set at a weather forecasting center where tensions run high, pressure mounts to a boiling point as employees set about trying to predict the weather forecast for the next day. Amidst this, the main story follows Jin Ha-young, a woman struggling to come to terms with heartbreak as she caught her fiancé having an affair with someone else. While on the other hand, Si-woo world turns upside down when his girlfriend breaks up with him after months of disinterested dates. After her breakup, Jin Ha-young lets loose her feelings at work, but when she meets Si-woo, sparks fly between them, and after much hesitation, they decide to date, but secretly. Of course, that won't go well. Overall, the show is amazing, and if you are looking to watch a new romantic series, then this should be your pick. And the show has 7.1 rating on IMDb and 100% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2. The 7 Lives of Lee. It is a French suspense drama series directed by Julien Despo and Emily Noblet. The story follows a woman named Lee who stumbles upon the body of Ismail, a teenager who disappeared 30 years earlier, and next day she is transported 30 years back in time, and every time she wakes up, she finds herself in the body of a different individual. So basically, the thoughts and consciousness are of Lee itself, but the physical attributes are of the other individual. Lee is reincarnated into the bodies of individuals, living in 1991 for 7 consecutive days, where she tries to find out many secrets and tries to solve the mystery of Ismail's death and prevent it. Overall, the show takes 2 high concepts to the next level by combining body swapping and time travel into the same premise, which is very interesting to watch. And the show has 7.5 rating on IMDb and 79% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. Heartstopper. It is a teen drama romantic comedy series adapted from the webcomic and graphic novel of the same name. The series tells the story of Nick Nelson and Charlie Spring at an all-boys grammar school. Charlie, a high-strung openly gay overthinker, whereas Nick is a cheerful, soft-hearted rugby player. But when one day they are made to sit together in class, their friendship quickly becomes something more for openly gay Charlie, but he initially does not believe he has a chance with Nick. But love works in surprising ways, and Nick is more interested in Charlie than either of them realized. The show also explores the lives of Charlie and Nick's friends, Tao, Elle, Tara, Darcy and Isaac. Overall, Heartstopper is about love, friendship, loyalty, mental illness. In essence, it surrounds all the small stories of Nick and Charlie's lives that together make something larger. And the show has 8.9 rating on IMDb and 98% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.